Well, time to review one of the most controversial entries in video game history. Mass Effect 3 was released in 2012 on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Wii U, and I assume PC, before being remastered and released on current and last-gen consoles. This ends Commander Shepard's story and tells the tale of how the Reapers basically tried wiping out all advanced life a couple months after the events of the second one. After the collector base was destroyed, the Reapers felt they're very much like finally going through with ending this cycle, which includes ending all advanced life forms such as humans and Asari, and so basically everyone's fighting for their survival for this one. The tone for the game gets set pretty early on, as it's a really depressing game. Instead, there's some happy moments here and then, and you hang out with all your crewmates. It's like, nope, it's just everyone knows that the world's ending, and that's kind of all that they're going to talk about. Upon having to leave Earth and Anderson behind, Shepard, of course, gets refused help by the Council because they had stuck up their bums again, and is, of course, sent to Mars to uncover a Prothean artifact where they meet their old teammate Liara. Of course, on Mars is also Cerberus, Shepard's, not so former allies, as Cerberus is, of course, up to something again, and it's kind of up to them to kind of find out what's going on. Of course, they lose the Prothean artifact, and Kaden/Ashley kind of gets beaten near death. But there's some good news. Garrus is still alive, although Palavan's largest moon is kind of being attacked by the Reapers, and so they got Yoda and kind of sort stuff out. And of course, this begins probably one of the hardest things that anyone has ever done, bringing peace between the Krogan and Solarian. In order to get more help for Palavan, a deal needs to be made. And of course, that deal is ending the genophage, a genetic mutation a genetic mutation that was very much forced onto the Krogans after the Krogans basically kind of destroyed the planet, and after they kind of helped the Solarians and Turians with the Reapers. So the Krogans are kind of mad about that. So if the Krogans want to help the Turians, the genophage must be cured. A decision that the Solarian Delatras kind of disagrees on. And of course this can affect how the game turns out, whether or not you help them. I always kill a genophage, and I think that loses you Solarian support. Of course, if you screw over the Krogans, I think you still get Solarian help, but I think you need Rex. Well, I think you need VVAX to lead and not Rex. So, of course, obviously, after of course, bringing peace between the races, or whatever you did, of course, it's time for the Council. And, of course, it gets found out that the Citadel was under attack. Long story short, Udina basically sold out the Council and tried attempting a coup in order for something. I don't remember what it was, but he basically betrays the Council to Cerberus and winds up dying. This can also grant you a new teammate or lose your teammate, depending on what you've done throughout the game and in the previous game. So you can either lose Kaden or Ashley, depending on what you've done. So if you're gonna do this, play smart. And of course, once that's done, you of course get to meet a new teammate, well, a returning teammate, Tali, as the next issue is, of course, the war between the Quarian and the Geth. Now, this war has been going on for quite a while. The Quarian basically treated the Geth like crap, and the Geth revolted, killed a bunch of them, and now they're at war. You have the option to either stop the war or sacrifice one side to get the other's help. Keeping both sides alive is actually pretty difficult, and I've only been able to do it once. So I really don't know what to do. So of course, if all goes right, you can keep both sides alive and get to experience one of the coolest moments in the entire game. Not just the new piece between between both groups, but also the gameplay from this part of the game. Of course, next up we get to see the fall of the Asai. The Asai homeworld, which name I am forgetting, basically gets attacked by Reapers as a new Prothean device is of course found and stolen by Cerberus. Yeah, kind of a horrible thing to happen, especially when a homeworld is pretty much falling into ruins and the war is becoming like more of a losing war. But of course, we get to stick it right back at Cerberus by attacking the base and kind of wiping them all out. Of course, before that, we gotta go through Horizon, and we can kind of meet like Miranda's father. I don't know if like this changes depending on any decision from the second game or not, but pretty fun mission, and also taking out Cerberus was pretty fun too. Because once that's done, we of course can take out the Reapers on Earth. It's the final mission of the game, and one of the most challenging final parts of any game. Now, obviously, this is getting close to the ending, so if you never played this game before, I strongly urge leaving this video and picking up a copy of Mass Effect 3, as it's such a truly wonderful game. So, of course, obviously the Battle for Earth has commenced, and it's basically just a massive battle. So, kind of skipping towards the ending, you have 4 choices. Originally, you had 3, but the ending was so controversial that BioWare actually had to add a extended cut to the ending. So, there's 4 endings. You can either do nothing, which allows the battle to continue, which is kind of a bit of a dick move, because as you can look in the background, there's a lot of stuff blowing up out of the sky, and, it kind of feels like something Shepard would never do. Then you have the red, blue, and green ending. The red ending allows you to destroy the Reapers, which pretty much destroys all synthetic life forms in the galaxy, including 80. Also, all the mass relays are destroyed. The control ending, which grants you access to control the Reapers while also destroying the mass relays. The synthesis ending, which allows you to merge all organic and synthesis life into one, also destroying the mass relays. Now, in my opinion, I feel like the ending should have been changed to reflect your Paragon status. You would have gone to blue ending if you played as a Paragon for the majority of the game or series. A Renegade, well, if you were a Renegade, you would have gone the red ending, or if you were neutral, you would have gone the green ending. I feel like that's what should have happened, but that's pretty much Mass Effect 3. And of course, in all 3 endings, Shepard of course dies, and is remembered by the remaining teammates and friends. So, that's pretty much the story of Mass Effect 3. So, what are my opinions? Mass Effect 3 was a very controversial entry in the series. Like, there were quite a few people that didn't really like how the ending happened, and of course, there was like the stupid claims that, your decisions really don't matter in the end, which, I mean, they kind of do in keeping Ashley slash Kaden alive. Kind of depends on what you did in the second game. So, let's just ignore that part. But I can see why a lot of people hated the ending. It's definitely a massive gut punch, and just feels like it comes out of nowhere. But to me, it fits with Shepard's character. This was the end of Shepard's story, and I think that's a interesting way how they ended the game. Let you know that that was it, and if there's a 4th one, Shepard's not coming back. Because we don't know if I don't know anything about the so-called rumored Mass Effect, but we'll see for that. We'll see another day. But aside from the ending, I thought this game was pretty enjoyable. I really did love the story. The DLC that they added was pretty cool. I know I didn't cover in this video, but I will be covering the DLCs in future videos. But the DLCs added quite a lot to the game. I also didn't like some of the side missions. The only critique I have is that a lot of the side missions is kind of focused on getting more military assets and stuff, which is kind of unfortunate because with Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, they kind of felt like they added more to the story rather than just feel like they're just there to like help you get more military readiness. But aside from that, Mass Effect 3 is a special game to me, and I hope to give it another playthrough sometime in the future, as it truly is such a wonderful game. Of course, I don't know when I will be covering Andromeda, as I have barely even been playing it, but I intend to review that one in the future. So, till then, goodbye.